Level 80, a harmony from the heavens. Jahantal is at once jubilant and relieved to see you. Ah, young one, full glad am I to see you hale and whole. The rumors from the front lines had me quite worried. I would commemorate this happy reunion with a verse, but there is someone who has worried for you even more than I. Speak, of course, of your comrade Sanson. It would do him well to see you again. If you can spare the time, perhaps we can pay him a visit in Gridania together. By the Archers Guild. Dilly, praise the matron you're safe. I've been beside myself with worry ever since I heard of your mysterious disappearance after Gimlet. We fought the Empire too, my unit and I. Never had I experienced such a bloody battle. You have done well to return to us, all of you. We owe our survival in no small part to Gidalo. His song spurred all whom it reached on the battlefield, turning the tide on countless occasions. For his valorous service, he was awarded a medal from the Alliance, not that he was ever interested in such trinkets, of course. Lieutenant Gidalo was an inspiration to us all, but us, we may as well not have been present for all good we did. May I introduce you to our recruits? They are disappointed with their showing at Gimlet. Be sure they did not shame themselves, far from it, but in moments when we were hard-pressed, their songs faltered and lost power. I see, as you know, our songs are given power through our fervent desire to aid our comrades. I do not think you lacked this desire. It was simply overwhelmed by the terror of being confronted with death. In his capacity as their senior, I had wanted Gidalo to train them, but no matter how many times I asked him, nay, commanded, he refuses to do so, saying that their songs do not have heart. Is that what he said? That passion. Not to discourage you all, but there may be truth to Gidalo's words. Remember, if a song is to touch the heart, it must needs have heart. Without it, not even an expertly performed anthem can hope to inspire. I believe it would behoove you to experience an exemplar of our songs, and most conveniently, we have an exemplar of our art here with us. Dilly, will you not play for them? Allow me to beseech you as well, my friend. Gidalo and I have spoken highly of your deeds to the recruits. It would be no exaggeration to say they idolize you. Rest assured you won't perform alone. My harp shall join yours for a duet awash with heart. I am truly grateful, yet if I may be particular, we should have Gidalo participate as well. It is his duty to train them, after all. Besides, I believe he would relish the chance to perform with the two of you. Very well, a trio it is. Pugno Pokey mentioned catching sight of Gidalo in the East Shroud. Let us see if we can find him there. To the east side. This close? Okay. Run. It appears Gidalo was here, but recently. That's right, Kupo. He went deeper into the woods, saying that Sanson snags like a bloody fishwife. Snags. Not snags. Gidalo respects you more than anyone, Zilly. For you to call him, I dare say he will answer. The chat mode didn't say use your keyboard or software keyboard in. Okay, you gotta change to 6. Guide a lot. Nope. Guide a lot. Does not appear to be in the area. Perhaps you should venture deeper into the wood. the wood. Well, well, look who it is. What brings you here? Not some tiresome errand, I hope. Tiresome errand. Invitation to perform. I bloody knew it, but I can't say no to you, now can I? What's this errand then? So Sanson and Jahanto put you up to it. I should have known. Those recruits are as stiff as their captain, and I don't have any hopes for them, but alright, I'll do it. Anything's worth the chance to perform with you. Eat a lot, there you are. I take it Zilly has apprised you of the performance? Aye, and I expect no less than the finest venue for this distinguished gathering. You'll secure such a place for us, right, Chief? You may depend on it. I myself want the very best for the performance. Do any locations come to mind? Recruits have shown great interest in our expedition to find the Ballad of Oblivion. In light of this, I believe there's no place more fitting than the Sea of Clouds. If you alone would take their breath away. Sounds good to me. Let's get moving. Very well, I will go and secure an airship for us. Please gather at the airship landing. My superiors raised their eyebrows when I mentioned another journey to the Sea of Clouds, but I managed to win them over with the prospect of another Song of Power. We have our airship. If everyone is ready, let us be away. The recruits have already boarded, keen as they are, and who wouldn't be keen for the coming performance? Sea of Clouds. So what's the plan? What are we going to play to this Azure backdrop? Well, seeing as we have Vaunted Hero with us, I had a mind to draw inspiration from our adventures for a new piece. That's a great idea, old man. Zilly's stories would make for a bloody fine song. Our recruits have limited experience lifting up their comrades in battle, a song that conveys the importance of camaraderie, that sows the seeds of desire to inspire. Such would be ideal, I believe. Young man who chased after a legend, the forgotten hero who avenged her comrades. An intrepid soul who faced a mighty foe, staunch comrades in tow. Aye, this is a rousing tale, worthy of being immortalized in song. Why, already the themes and emotions weave themselves into melody and verse in mind. Come, my friends, let us lift our voices together in heartfelt harmony. Oh, I'm not reading that. Not singing it, that's for sure. O wayward son. By the gods, so this is what it means to perform with all your heart. That was moving beyond words. I felt the lesson of the song with my whole being, the lesson that our understanding for one another is what opens the way forward. Understanding, to think on it, I may have been too insistent in trying to press our recruits into Gitalo. I didn't try to understand his feelings. Gitalo, this isn't an order, but a humble request. Ask not that you train our recruits, but that you simply get to know them. Through this, you'll come to understand each other's hearts and forge a bond that will lend power to your songs. We should like that very much. Your song touched us to the very core, and we'd like nothing more than to be able to likewise touch others. All right, then, we can get acquainted when I'm in the mood. Now that you know what a real song feels like, I reckon there's hope for you lot yet. Cannot thank you enough. Our recruits are more motivated than ever before. No sooner did we arrive back in Gridania than they rushed off to train. I believe I'll go and join them. I'll continue what you and Jahantel started and help them to become the finest bards they can be. Idala, you are coming too, yes? You did say you would get to know them. Aye, when I'm in the mood, which is I'm not. Right now I need to reflect on my experience, let it really soak in, you know? So I'm going to spend some time alone with my harp. Well, wait, if you're going to play the harp, at least let the recruits listen. Forgive me, but I must be away. Thank you for a wonderful performance. Passionate as they are, I doubt not, but that they will find their way. Allow me to thank you as well, truth be told. I too had longed to perform with you for quite some time. It was a truly sublime experience, as if our music had floated to the heavens and rained down upon all creation. The music of that rain, I believe, reached the souls of the fallen, my departed comrades of the gods' quiver. As it reached the heart of an old man who has long lived in quiet penance, it woke memories of the passion I had in my youth when I yet stood on the field of battle. All of this because of a single song, young one, a song born of your tale. Generations hence, full certain am I that the song will still be sung, awakening passion in countless more souls. It gives me great pride to know that I was part of its creation. Level 80, a harmony from the heavens, complete. New chapter, new game plus. Bard's Tale 4. Level 80, Machinist for the Morrow. Stephanivian and his prospectometer are once more focused upon you. Ah, Zilly, my prospectometer never fails. I knew your own well-honed instincts would alert you to my current turmoil. It is our faithful Joy who concerns me. Her behavior has been awfully odd of late. Frequent outings to parts unknown, acting secretive, that sort of thing. Reminds me of the time her father was being held captive, and I worry that she once more finds herself the victim of nefarious circumstances. That is, as they say, where you come in, an adventurer and machinist of your caliber. Funny. Should have little trouble discerning the severity of her situation, discreetly, of course. I would make a few subtle inquiries myself, but I fear that Joy, her senses on edge as they are, would soon detect the attempt. And as fortune would have it, she only just left on one of her mysterious outings. You should be able to catch her in the vicinity of St. Rene's Forum if you leave immediately. Sorry, Joy. I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. I just got here myself, as a matter of fact, but we'd best be getting along all the same. Aye, today's the day. I can feel it. Ah, champion. You have business in the city? With my sister, mayhap? I thought I spied her in the crowd, making her way to the forum. The Lord Stephanivian is concerned for Joy, then. Well, he has placed his trust in the right agent, if it is discretion he requires. As it happens, I may even have information of use to you. It has been brought to my attention that Joy and Hilda have been spotted together in Falcon's Nest on more than one occasion. They both earned a measure of fame here in Ishgard, you see, sufficient to warrant a curious mention to the Temple Knights when the two of them are seen traveling as a pair. I am somewhat curious about Hilda's activities myself, but I shall leave further investigations in your capable hands. Pray convey my regards to Lord Stephanivian. Howler. The nest. Oh, welcome back. Were you able to divine aught of consequence? With Hilda, you say? What in Halone's name could they be doing in Falcon's Nest? Not a peep from my prospectometer. I suppose there's naught else for it. We must fall back on old-fashioned reconnaissance. Pray lend me your assistance a while longer. To Falcon's Nest we go. Yay. There you are, Zilly. Had you any idea how famous our machinists have become? I had only to mention Joy and Hilda by name to be inundated with a veritable flood of rumors. But Seymour and likely pair are en route to the Black Iron Bridge, and just like that, we have our next destination. Are they dating? We're gonna ship Hilda and Joy. Gun girls. Shots from a firearm, and there can be no mistaking the owners. Come, we might have a better view from the edge of the cliff. It's no good. I've got nothing. What about you, Joy? Your mind's a blank. Easy enough to say, but a damn sight harder to do, eh? We always had an instructor before, showing us the way. Not surprising we'd stumble a bit trying to come up with stuff on our own. I suppose I thought we'd have made more progress by now. Are you sure we shouldn't ask his lordship for a little advice? That'd defeat the purpose then, wouldn't it? If we're to stand on our own 2 feet, then we need to work this out ourselves. Ah, you've the right of it. We just keep shooting then and hope we find our target. Let's move on. Keep meaning to ask, but how in the bloody hells do you do that? Do you flick off the hair bands when you draw the weapon, or... No time for questions, Hilda. Your breath'd be better spent searching for new things to shoot. I want to go shoot stuff with him. It was I who dreamed up the machinist, and Rotsnaw who helped bring the idea into being. The machine we put together, well, that was driven forward by the likes of you and Joy and Hilda. As naturally as if I had planned it, you and those two ladies took charge of my designs. 'Tis a strange feeling how wildly the needle flicks twixt a mentor's pride and an inventor's longing. It would seem, however, that our comrades are experiencing some difficulties with the particulars of developing new techniques, a problem to which we might offer a solution. But in light of their efforts to achieve independence, to simply begin bellowing direction seems boorish. Have you any ideas on how to proceed? We give their imaginations a nudge. We show them a different way. Little creative push, you think? That could certainly help break them out of the slump they find themselves in, but how exactly to provide that inspiration? But of course, the answer stands right there in front of me. You stand at the peak of the profession, the living embodiment of all that it means to be a machinist. All we need do is have you demonstrate the techniques you have acquired and refined over the course of your illustrious career. What could possibly be more inspiring? Shall head out now and herd a suitably monstrous opponent back for you to dispatch. The sound of shots ringing out should bring the ladies running to investigate, just as theirs alerted us to their location. Right then, we can reconvene at this spot once our little show is concluded. That was fun. Nicely done. I am truly in awe of what you can accomplish with my contraptions. Tell me, where did you learn such control and power? Journeyed through a land without night. Fought to save a distant star. Here the magnitude of such a journey falls beyond the scope of my prospectometer, but the results of your experience speak for themselves. Assuming they were watching, our two machinist comrades will have certainly gleaned a lesson or two from your expert demonstration. Yes, I believe our work here is done. We return to Ishgard. That is what we need. My thanks. I'd have been at a complete loss in this matter were it not for your invaluable assistance. I imagine I am not the only one singing your praises this day. Speaking of which, look at you two, thick as thieves you are. Seems we was right. Rather a brusque greeting, even for you, dear Hilda. Something on your minds? Well, it was awfully convenient for Zilly to put on a grand show of skill just as we was scratching our noggins over new techniques, and I'll wager it was me, Lordship, what had her pulling the trigger. How did you? What did you think you was being sneaky? The notoriously helpful champion of Ishgard popping up right where and when we needed her? Unlikely. Not that we're ungrateful, you see, we was already trying so hard to follow in your wake. It was like being lost at sea and finding an island that's not on the map. A bit perplexing, but welcome all the same. Guess what we're saying is that you've given us our bearings and a firm footing to start charting our own course. Now you have it, further proof that my prospectometer was in fine working order when it first chirped in your presence. Right, well, we've said our piece. It's time we got back to squeezing them triggers. Keep an eye out, me lordship. Soon enough, we'll be the ones showing you what a machinist can do. Is my subterfuge truly so transparent? But how swiftly my charges have grown, and how easily did it slip my notice, so unlike the deliberate evolution of my inventions. But let us not forget your astounding development. I dare say no barrage of shots has ever proven so instructional. Thank you again, and I do feel free to drop by the manufactory from time to time, even when we're not threatened by some peace-shattering crisis. Level 80, Machinist for the Morrow, complete. I'm a machinist, not a man. 4. Level 80, rising to the occasion. Nashmira is elated to see one of her favorite young proteges return. Well, if it isn't Zilly, what a delightful surprise. And just look at that posture and poise. I can see you've not neglected your training one bit since we last parted. As for us, Troop Falzium continues to tour Eorzea, bringing hope to the dejected and downtrodden. Whenever and wherever the Totentans threatened to rear its ugly head, we were there to cast out the shadows. Tales of our performances spreading across the realm, we've had no small number of aspiring dancers knocking at our door. Training them was consuming nearly all my waking hours, but recently Rana has stepped in to help shoulder the burden. Truly, I'd be lost without her. And what of you, Zilly? Have you had any noteworthy performances since we last met? I traveled to and from a distant world. I journeyed in search of a legendary hero. I thought our voyage to distant shores a long one. I see you've had yourself quite an adventure, though I confess the full import of your tale is quite beyond my comprehension. Still, this bounty hunter you befriended put you in quite the predicament, didn't he? Reminds me of another troublemaker I used to know. Me, a troublemaker? I may have been immature, but I only had my friend's best interest at heart. Isn't that right? And besides, it sounds like even this bounty hunter came around in the end. Indeed, there's a certain something about you, something that brings out the best in those who live lives you touch. And Rana here is a prime example. The hot-headed girl I once knew has come into her own as a dancer, a woman, and a leader of her peers. Perhaps it is finally time that, yes, I am sure of it. Rana, there is a dilemma that has been weighing heavily on me of late, but I do believe I finally found the answer. Pray accompany me out of the city of Lanasha. I would discover matters further with you away from the crowds. Out where? Summerford? Like right by the exit. And we'll just the teleporter then. So laggy. Too many people. Imagine when the other game, the Dawn Trail drops. Forgive me for not sharing the news with you too soon, or as fortune would have it, Troop Falsium has been invited to perform at the Fujikoza in Kugane, and our patrons are willing to pay a premium for our services. Fujikoza? You mean that I could dance on the same stage that has hosted some of the most renowned artists in all the Far East? Someone pinch me. When do we leave? As soon as we are able, and therein lies my dilemma. The threat of the Totentans still looms over Eorzea, and I have a duty to train the next generation of dancers to carry on Troop Falsium's mission. I cannot very well abandon these shores while my life's work remains undone, and so I turn to you. But amigo, you have blossomed into a fine dancer and capable leader. I would have you assume my role as principal and oversee Troop Falsium's tour of Kugane. Mistress Nashmira, what are you saying? Retiring. The only practical solution, you would travel to Kugane to share our art with our friends in the Far East, and I could remain here to train our new recruits and deliver the people of Eorzea from the throes of the Totentans. I'm not ready for this. There is still so much I must learn. You told me as much as just moons ago. I've seen you come far since then. No one is born a leader, and doubtless it will be a struggle at first, but you are every bit as prepared for this role as I was the day I inherited it. I would not make this offer if I did not believe this with all my heart, and yet I cannot and will not force the position upon you, but at the very least I pray you think upon it for a while. Me, leader and principal of Troop Falsium? I do believe Mistress Nashmira has lost her wits. Why, I still remember the days I would trip over my own 2 feet every time I took the stage. And yet she seems intent on remaining here in Eorzea. If I refuse, the curtains will fall on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to showcase our art on the Far East's biggest stage. And yet, were I to go and fail spectacularly, I swear my mind is going in circles. Whatever should I do, Zilly? It's not like me to brood and fret like this. And stop brooding. You are a dancer, are you not? What are you saying? That if I cannot find the answer I seek in still thought, perhaps I might find it in motion? You may very well be right. Dance with me, Zilly. Show me through your motions all you have learned in your travels and help me to clear the shadows of doubt from my mind. Stunning view. No sign of onlookers from moms. Yes, this place should serve nicely for our private performance. We dance today not for our admiring crowds. Our only audience is each other. So face me, Zilly. I would look upon your movements in all their glory and let you inspire me to greater heights. Sometimes you just gotta dance. It's like the rhythm really does get you. Yay, performance. But thank you, Zilly. That was simply exhilarating. Glad I could help. From the first step, I couldn't take my eyes off you. Before I knew it, I had forgotten myself, my worries carried off by the wind. You were watching me, yes? What did you think? Have I truly come far, as Mistress Nashmira says? Indeed you have. You will go further. Ah, so you're saying there's still room for improvement, eh? Well, consider the challenge accepted. I'll train harder than ever. Next time we meet, you'll see what I'm truly capable of. In any event, this I know more than ever. Dancing is my life, my calling. I must continue to perfect my craft, that I might inspire and bring hope to others, just as Mistress Nashmira and you have inspired me. The answer is clear to me now. I may not be the leader that she was, but I will be the leader I know I can be. Thank you for everything. I must return to Limsa to relay the news to Mistress Nashmira. Will you join me there, won't you? Renaa here came dashing into town, half out of breath. I can only assume what this means. The girl has found her answer, has she not? You bet I have. I may not be ready to fill your toe shoes completely, but damned if I'm not going to try. Leave the tour of Kugane to me. I'm proud of you, Renaa. Now go and tell the others that you must begin preparations at once. I will be along with Zilly shortly. While I am beyond pleased with the results, I must admit I did not expect the girl to reach a decision so quickly. Whatever did you do to bring about her change of heart? We danced together. Though it was not with words, but through your actions that you spoke to the girl. Indeed, it is as I thought. Your very presence is as a mirror that helps those around you discover their true selves. In any event, Renaa owes much to you, my friend, as do I. True Falcium is stronger for you having joined us. Come now, let us return to the others. Oof, true. Cannot say I was prepared for this, and yet if this is how Mistress Nashmira would have it, it is far from my place to oppose. Besides, nothing in this world can last forever. The end of one era comes the beginning of the next, and all of us here welcome Mistress Renaa's reign. We will do all in our power to see that True Falcium continues to flourish under her stewardship. Gulud, my friends, you are too kind. Let us not forget that we are all in this together. If we move forward as one, there's no limit to the heights we may reach. And with that, we must prepare to set sail without delay. In Kugane, too, there are those whose spirits sag, and we must bring them hope as only true Falcium can. I, too, should be getting on. The Totentons threatens to return in hidden corners of the realm, and I must train the next generation of dancers to continue our fight. And you have your own adventures to return to, don't you? But don't be sad, Mistress Nashmira. You and I, even if we get our separate ways, we will always be united by our passion for dance. Our paths will cross again, I'm certain, and on that day you'll be simply astonished at the dancer I've become. Mark my words. And so to you, my rival, my friend, I say not farewell, but rather keep dancing until we might once again take the same stage. Level 80, rising to the occasion, complete. Okay, well that was... Okay. No friends of mine, too.